all junk vehicles, remove all junk trailers, remove all scrap metal, and rake entire yard. All new cleanup pictures will be provided. So there's, just so everybody understands, whoever gets this bid will have to provide us with their insurance and how they're going to dispose of this material. Tire disposal, dumpster rental, and labor are included. Estimated time is 2 weeks. So that one is $10,000. But they will have to tell us what they're going to do with the trash and get that approved. This is Nighthawk, but I don't know which one is which. It just says Nighthawk on it. Good tape. Gotta be talking about this contract should be billed. I don't see an address. Oh, Mara Drive. This one is also Mara Drive. And it's clean up all trash, all junk vehicles, and obviously this bid is still at the $26,000. So this is Nighthawk on Mara.
Well, and that said it doesn't include any dumpster or anything, right, so technically.
Dumpster rental is extra and is not included. Tire disposal is extra and not included. So. And then we would have to open up Mr. Eddie's because he's got them both in the same envelope. This is, so this is Mara Drive from Mr. Eddie. What do you need? What do you want?
Can I see that, please?
The bid?
I just got a question for Brad. At the bottom there where it says Sam's tax, I don't know, maybe I'm ignorant, but what is that exactly?
I guess that means Sam gets nothing.
Huh?
I guess that means Uncle Sam gets nothing.
So that was just kind of like a little funny. Okay,
Yeah,
just wondering.
however you want to look at it.
So Mr. Eddie is removing the tires, unlicensed vehicles removal, unlicensed trailers removal, scrap items removed, township to provide list of vehicles or photos of such items. Township shall provide contractor proof of notice to all owners. Just so everybody understands, we do not have to let all owners know. I checked with the court system. So, if an owner wants to be notified of all this, they probably should somehow put their name and address on the tax bills, so when it goes out, they all get notified.
My name is on the tax bill.
So is Joseph and
Owner
Jody's on
bring
the
no,
tire referral.
easy. Owners bring notification of violation and judgments. Owners being notified of violations and judgments. We only have to let the one owner know.
But you can't
All-
read and write.
All the above listed items will be removed from property. lumber, trash, branches, garbage, and any type shall be taken to area landfilled and or recycled. Yard area to be cut and raked, all blight debris removed. Full payment is due upon completion, work shall be, it doesn't speak of dumpsters, it doesn't speak of the tires, is it all removal? I don't see, oh yeah, all tires removal for $2,250. So, Mara Drive. Questions, comments, or concerns, recommendations, or a motion to accept one of the bids? Hearing none, I will make a motion that Mr. Eddy gets the bid for Mara Drive for $2,250. And I got his contractor number, and I spoke of where he was gonna take it, and it says it's all going to landfills. Type shall be taken to area landfill and or recycling. Do I hear a second?
I guess I'll second.
She seconded, and that'll be a roll call vote.
Cruz,
Yes.
Davison,
Yes?
DeShano,
Yes.
Class.
No.
So, the extra paperwork he sent. I don't know what the extra paperwork is. What was the extra email for paperwork on this?
That had the property tax ID number corrected.
This has got the tax ID number right. It's got the same tax ID number on both papers.
Okay, well, then the other one's the one that.
Okay. All right, so then we'll open up Wetters Road. So I got the envelope right here. We'll start with Mr. Eddy. Wetters Road, all tires removed, all unlicensed vehicles, unlicensed trailer removal, scrap items. The township will not be providing, well, we got pictures of when we turned it into the court to see what was there at the time. I'm assuming you looked at the property, so whatever vehicles is on license there. I've already explained proof of notice. All the above listed items will be removed from the property, lumber, trash, branches, garbage, and any other type shall be taken to the area landfill or recycling. Yard area will be cut and raked, all blight debris removed. Full payment on due on receipt. Again, I have his contractor number, and he states where all the garbage is gonna go. And you're right, this is a different tax ID number. I'll cross that out of here. With that.
What was this?
Just a bit.
Oh, the amount is $1,250. This one is Nighthawk. It's a pretty good tape. This is Wetters Road, clean up all trash, remove all junk vehicles, remove all junk trailers, remove all scrap metal. Again, he doesn't speak about the tires, dumpster rental is extra, and, oh here, tire disposal is extra and not included. And this one is, it's another $26,000, I think that's not 16.
Looks like 26.
$26,000.
Where was the other one? Cause it's that font is so hard to read.
Yeah, they're both 26,000. So that's $26,000 for Nighthawk.
You have experience with them?
Not Nighthawk, no. The last one here is S&S. S&S has cleaned up a couple properties for us.
Did a crappy job too.
The, bid from S&S for Wetters Road. Clean up all trash, clean up all brush and trees, clean up all old junk toys and other things similar, remove all tires, remove all junk vehicles, remove all junk trailers, remove all scrap metal, rake and tire yard, take all new cleaned up pictures, tire disposal, dumpster rental, and labor are included. Estimated time to complete, and this is also $10,000.
Oh, imagine that.
Questions, comments, or concerns?
By the contractor, can I speak because I'm the contractor? I fully expect you guys to accept my low bids, and I do after hearing these bids. I think there should be a complete investigation by the police, like, at the bidders and the people who brought these forth. So, I just wanted to let you all know, it's pretty odd that these bids are that high for the work that's there.
Well,
That seems like an
we
extortion
went out
scheme
to
against the
5
elderly.
contractors and only 2 bid.
Yeah, and the same too that you give Fred the business cards too. So thank you for that. Cause I already had their bids from your last bid, and they didn't change them. So
That's why we rebid.
maybe Sam's taxes in that one, Melissa.
It does say Sam taxes on that one too. So, it's kind that you use my name in the words of Uncle Sam. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? I'll make a motion that we accept Mr. Eddie's bid of $1,250 to clean up the property.
I guess I'll second that.
Been seconded, we'll do a roll call vote.
Davison,
Yes?
DeShano,
Yes.
Class,
No.
Cruz.
Yes.
All right. Moving on. As you know, we've made a change in the clerk, so the deputy supervisor, the clerk has requested her to come back as deputy clerk. And at that point in time, because she's so knowledgeable about the cemetery, the work that we do in the cemetery will move over back to the clerk's desk or to the deputy clerk. And I'm recommending that we give them a pay raise that we did not give them during the budget. I would like to bring them up to $16 an hour for the deputy clerk, the deputy treasurer, and our office help, which is Shirley, the secretary in that, who works about 8 hours a week. Bring them up to $16 an hour, and the money on the budget that we have not used for the deputy supervisor will split up into the deputy clerk, the deputy treasurer, and the office help to cover the 50-cent raise.
So prior to the raise that they had received, when we had discussed it in 22, 23, when we were doing budget negotiations, and you said you wanted to bring them up to 15, right? And we had agreed to bring their rate up. That was roughly a 33% increase, roughly. And then afterwards, we started seeing their pay stubs, they were $15.50. And we said, well, wait a minute, we thought they were going up to 15, and it was like, oh, 50 cents, no big deal. So they had a raise in the previous budget year of about $5 an hour. That's a pretty significant raise. I think most people would be very thrilled to have a $5 an hour raise.
Well, considering at the time they could get a job at McDonald's for $15
At the
an
time.
hour.
But what has been happening is that we're getting more and more information, some from citizens, where people are coming in, they're trying to get assistance at this office. We have people that brought in a site plan that were never given proper documentation to submit that site plan, and it has languished in this office since last fall, never giving the proper form to these people, these citizens, so that they could move forward with the site plan. In addition to that, we were given job descriptions, as is required for the board when we're doing the budgeting, and there are items on those job descriptions that have not actually been followed, either by directive or by choice. So I have some concerns about rewarding that when we really need to be oriented towards service to our community. These people here, the people they represent, are our bosses. We're elected to represent them and their interests. So if we're not actually fulfilling that order that we have to service them, to provide them with the information they need, then I don't think that's something that should have an increase in compensation. I frankly
Amen.
feel like what we're looking at here is a situation where things are a little kittywampus. People should be able to actually get the service that they need. They should be able to get the service they need. That's what we're here for. And if somebody comes in and they need something in this office, then they need to be told exactly what the procedure is that they need to follow to be able to achieve their goal. If they cannot achieve the goal in the manner they are trying to achieve it, then they need to actually be given the options and know what they need to do. We can't say, well, you didn't submit the right form, that they never knew they had to submit it. This has also happened with another business owner who was trying to sell his property, who couldn't get a return call to actually find out how to do the split so that he could move forward with the sale. That is not okay. That is not okay. And so, that being said, I think that those things need to be
Molly
corrected.
and Shirley work extremely hard at their jobs. They do an excellent job. I have never heard anybody complain about Molly or Shirley or Sherry, where she was helping his office, now that she's clerk.
I'd just like to know,
nobody
if
has
there is
ever
a
complained
situation,
about
I wish
anything.
somebody would have came to me. If I'm not fulfilling my duties, I wish someone would say to me, why did you do this?
It was at the planning commission that came out.
That said Shirley didn't do something?
Because your job description clearly says that you do the planning commission minutes.
No, it
and then
does
you
not.
weren't-
No, it does
Yes,
not.
it
Don't
does.
bring
No, it
that
does
up
I have a
here.
copy of it.
No.
It
No.
was submitted to me.
Absolutely not.
No.
It was
See,
never, I was asked,
The chairman, I asked the chairman at that front desk, well, Shirley was here, if he wanted her to do the minutes of the meeting, and he said, no, we don't need her.
Well, he said in a public meeting on Thursday that he had been asking for help for months and hadn't actually received it.
but it was
I'm
never
sorry,
on my
that was a little bit
duties.
before the meeting started, but it did
I can
occur.
get my job
Yeah.
listing, and it does not say I have to take minutes.
I received it in my mailbox, I have a copy.
I
This was
wanna
about a
see
year and a
it.
half ago, absolutely.
Where,
I think the office help duties are not set in stone like the elected officials. We have jobs that we are responsible for no matter what with our jobs. with the office help, it changes all the time.
Understand.
So whatever was on that list might have been that at that time. Just because she's got on there that she's gonna do minutes from whenever it was made up a year or 6 months ago, she's not gonna do minutes for the rest of her life, for crying out loud. That's gonna change.
Well, then that would have had to be changed in the job description when the board was in budget negotiations, because then her job would be changing. That's how it
We
works.
gave
There's
them,
That's
no
how
way
the
she can
finals
keep
were
track of
provided.
every little thing she does every day and doesn't do. It changes every day, depending on who's here or who's not here, or who walks through the door and needs something.
I understand.
I mean,
So,
we
but
get
this is
needs
part of
from
budget
different
negotiations.
people every day for different needs in the township. It's
she's
not
here one
the
day.
same thing
I
every single
understand.
day.
The secretary
That's
of
what we were given.
the planning commission always took the minutes. It wasn't until it became busier or harder when it was solar and wind ordinances that I was asked, would you be, well, I take that back. We weren't getting any minutes for several months, and I'm the one that files them. And I said, Sam, we haven't had any minutes. And he said, well, they're not. That was before it was you. They're not taking any. Would you be willing to take some minutes for a while? So that's why I said, well, I suppose I'll do it. So I did it. It's not in my job description. I can get you my job duties. I was never asked, I was never told I had to do minutes. Nor was I ever told I had to do board minutes either until our past clerk was having problems doing minutes because if he wrote, yes, the sky is blue, he got complained about that, no, it is turquoise. So he says, would you please take the minutes for me? I'll pay you out of my own pocket. I said, I will do that for a couple of months. He never did. He never did. I never received a penny from Greg. But he said, I don't know what to do. He said, will you take the minutes for me? And how can I sway things with the minutes? The minutes are the minutes. I'm to take note of what actions are taken. Not what is talked about, but what actions are taken.
I think we should be extremely grateful that Shirley's willing to do it. She doesn't have to do it. She's doing it as a favor to the rest of us to make it easier for us to be present at the meeting and not have to take time taking notes. So, I mean, if you want to treat her that way, she can up and say, you know what, screw you, take your own minutes. And then, I mean,
Then
really,
So I haven't
else-
been at all disrespectful, but when
I
I'm stating is a
appreciate the fact that you
business
come and take our minutes.
situation,
It's not in
that
my
we should
job
have it.
duties.
But
The job
original-
duties that were arrived in my mailbox here in this office.
By whom?
then
From whom?
They just appeared, so I don't know. Maybe you put them in. But they had the job descriptions, the statutory responsibilities for every elected official and their deputies, and office help. And that was put in my box, it was put in Charlie's box, I assume it was put in everybody's box, I don't look at their boxes. It was about a year ago, year and a half ago, that occurred. I'd say about a year ago it showed up.
So
Yes,
the
I have.
actual original increase was to bring them to a pay level to keep them, because believe me, there was other townships out there that were offering more money than we gave them at the time for clerks and deputy clerks and,
I can work to Persia Township in a heartbeat.
yep. So
Fine.
I think, I'm positive we gave them $15.50 right out of the beginning. But I can go back to the budgets and look at those. But I think this extra 50 cents at $16 an hour is not like we're paying them $20 an hour. It's not, I mean, this is $16 an hour for what they do, in my opinion, is still quite fair for this township.
I have a secondary question about this write-up that you had provided us. That
Yes.
because the cemetery will move with Molly from the deputy supervisor to the deputy clerk. What mechanism does that follow the deputy? 'Cause that's
The
actually
original
statutory.
cemetery thing was to be done by the clerk,
Right.
and Molly was the clerk, deputy clerk at the time. So when she moved to the deputy supervisor, we brought the cemetery because there was no reason to leave the new deputy clerk. Believe me, you guys are not gonna believe the problem in the cemetery. We've got people buried in outside of the lots, and